The majority of people who file for bankruptcy are victims of life circumstances more so than mismanaging their finances. Very rarely do I see where somebody has just been absolutely horrible about managing their finances. Granted, yeah, sometimes maybe we whip out the credit card a little too often, but generally speaking, number one is probably medical debt. Number two is probably divorce as a major cause of bankruptcy. And then number three is probably going to be job loss or job reduction, the reduction of income. So one of those three things, those are issues that aren't really in my control. There's nothing I can necessarily do about it. And so as those issues enter our lives, it puts us into a standpoint of, well, how am I going to deal with this? So rather than feeling bad of saying, well, am I a failure if I have to file for bankruptcy? I wouldn't call it a failure because you know what? Walt Disney. What do you think about Walt Disney? He filed for bankruptcy. Look how things turned out for him. It is a way to start over. It is a way to clear the slate. It is, as a lender, I don't ever want to see if somebody can pay their debts. Great, that's better than filing for bankruptcy. But if somebody can't pay their debts, or if somebody can only pay their debts with their retirement accounts, I'd rather see them file for bankruptcy and do it the right way as opposed to the wrong way. Here's what the wrong way is. The wrong way is doing nothing. The wrong way is just hoping that it's going to go away on its own. The wrong way is to explore all these other options, these places that promise, oh, we'll get rid of your debt, we'll negotiate with your creditors. Here's something to think about. Like credit counseling and debt settlement, when it comes to the FHA guidelines, if you were to go credit counseling, if you were to do some sort of a debt settlement plan, it's treated exactly the same as a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. There is no difference. You have to wait 1 year after you enter the plan. You can qualify 1 year after. You can buy a house 1 year after entering Chapter 13, which is the repayment bankruptcy. After going into credit counseling or a debt restructuring program, you're eligible 1 year later. Now, whether you actually qualify and get approved is another story. Do you have the minimum 620 credit score? Do you have the income? How are your debt to income ratios? All of these things that go into a full qualification and full approval. But Chapter 13 and credit counseling and debt restructuring, debt settlement, all that stuff, it's all treated the same in the FHA guidelines. It's just that FHA, from as far as being the most lenient mortgage program in terms of being able to buy again, in its view, all repayment plans are the same in its eyes. A Chapter 13 bankruptcy just comes with a lot of structure. It comes with bankruptcy codes. It comes with players in the process where you know what to expect. If your bankruptcy attorney says it looks like you can probably qualify for bankruptcy and that this is probably how it's going to go, most likely that's probably how it's going to go. That's one of the good things about bankruptcy if it turns out to be right for you.